Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It is Saturday lunchtime, Watchalong time in the EFL Championship, round 3. And we have Middlesbrough versus West Brom, which looks like a jolly fun game for us to be across today. Let us know if you can see me and hear me loudly and clearly. Having a couple of issues with the camera, literally 2 seconds before I went on, which wasn't overly helpful. I think I can see plenty of you in the chat. Yes, welcome each and every one of you. We were here last night. If you were here last night as well for Wrexham 1, Birmingham 2, a huge thank you. That was our first game in Championship round 3. We got 3 earlies today, obviously including Middlesbrough versus West Brom, which is our game. We have Derby Swansea and Wolves Stoke in the half 12s. Then in the 3 PMs, which is our entire round because we go to a 3-game week and a mid-week round, we got Blackburn QPR, Bolton Lincoln, Bristol City Pompey, Cardiff Sheffield United, Charlton Preston, Norwich Burnley, Southampton Millwall, Watford versus West Ham. That is your round 3 in the Championship. So we'll kind of have a little bit of an eye on the other 2 12:30 games, being Derby Swansea and Wolves Stoke. Let me know if you're watching those and keep us up to date. But as of after this like spike I'm about to do, our full focus will basically be on Middlesbrough versus West Brom, and then it's into the 3 PMs, and we'll be across all of them in the Hot Takes video tomorrow morning. So if you haven't already, why not subscribe? And I'll ask you to do one more thing. Let's go for a like spike right here, right now, wherever you're watching. Up there is YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Down there is TikTok. Hit that thumbs up button. You have got 11 seconds to do that. Away you go. It's time for a like spike. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Shall we say some hellos to everybody in the chat here? Stounge. Ben, welcome. Planet Ball. West Brom 279, welcome. Wombat Yoshi. Liam, welcome. Matthew. Who else haven't I said hello to? Keith. Slimy Man 2. There we go. If you are down there as well on TikTok, wherever you're watching, give us a big, gigantic hello. Birmingham City went up to 4th in the table with that win yesterday, but we could get movement right up at the very top because we know as soon as this game kicks off, West Brom will go top of the Championship table by virtue of the point that is put onto their total. As things stand, West Brom are back-to-back wins. They've got a maximum 6 points. Middlesbrough can tie them up. They've got 3 points, so a win would put them to 6 level with West Brom. Early going, I understand. But hey, what did we get last season? We got, Stoke for a week or 2, and then Coventry and Middlesbrough were basically top of the league for the entire season, weren't they? So you got to get in there nice and quickly, haven't you? And that is what West Brom and Middlesbrough are going to be keen to do today. Let's get into some team news and then we will go to the predictions. There are a few more hellos here. Mark, welcome. Craig, John, Paul, Ian, and a super chat. Thank you so much, Ben, great supporter of the channel. Mourning the loss of Imran Loser, exactly at the same time as someone saying up the Watford on TikTok as well. Thanks so much for your support as ever, Ben. Looking forward to seeing both of these teams So am I, my friend. So am I. I've seen Middlesbrough in the League Cup in that game against Wrexham in kind of the week before the season started. But I haven't seen West Brom for a full 90 yet, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Thank you for that super chat indeed. Let's get into our team news then. Let me know, as ever, who you are looking forward to seeing playing and who you think your potential match winners are out of these 22 we're about to go through. Okay, here we go then. Your team news today. Radek Vitek in goal for Middlesbrough. The sign-in from Manchester United, starred on loan for Bristol City in the Championship last season. Fullbacks, Neto Borges and Callum Britton. Adelson Malanda and Luke Ayling are the centre-backs. In central midfield, likely Aidan Morris and Riley McGree. Miles Harris starts probably in the 10 with Sarmiento and Whittaker wide in support of Will LANKSHEAR. On the bench for Boro, Bryn, Jones, a really good name to have returning there, big centre-back. Phillips as well. A couple of centre-backs there on the bench. Castledine, Afston and Berhalter on the bench. A couple of the new signings as well, actually. Kyle Joseph, Strelic and Conway. You would imagine some of those guys, because it's a 3-game week, are getting a bit of a rest, and they will be in from the start for Middlesbrough, who I'm assuming are on the road in midweek. Yeah, they head to Burnley and then QPR. So you can see Kim Helberg trying to play this 3-game week out with maybe a little bit of rotation just to start the week. For West Brom, Max O'Leary in goal. Fullbacks, Nolan Galvez and Callum Stiles. Phillips and Campbell are the centre-backs. Jay Malumbi and Usman Diakite in central midfield. And then it's probably a 4-4-2 without the ball, but a 4-2-3-1 with the ball. Price and Whitwell wide. Sam Parkin raving about Whitwell and Conor McGilligan, in fact. Felix Horn-Mira is playing off the front, where JJ Morgan is the number 9. A couple of highly rated strikers who've had a decent start, haven't they, LANKSHEAR and Morgan? On the bench for the Baggies, Ingram, Williams, Mepham, Townsend, Zingula, O'Day, Hegabo, Stewart and Tunde. Hegabo, obviously, after a 2-game suspension for the deception of an official in that game against Norwich. You can debate that. I have done that already. I've said my piece on that. Right, should we do some predictions? Players are just gathering around the centre circle, so we may be getting a minute's silence here. In fact, let me just hold off so I'm respectful enough to this minute's silence or applause that we are about to get. I'm assuming they're going to flash up on the big screen there. What's going on here at Middlesbrough? Oh, of course, there was that traffic incident. PC Matthew Blades and, excuse my eyesight, PC Tom Clough. There was an incident, wasn't there, up in the northeast. So please put your applause emojis in there. We'll do the predictions after this minute's applause for that sad story of the two policemen. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think it's car going the wrong way. I heard about the story, but I didn't read into it too much. Car going the wrong way up one of the main routes up there in the northeast. Horrible story there. And you would assume those guys have families that are very keenly feeling that loss as well. So we just hold off on the predictions just to properly respect this minute's applause for those two policemen up there in the northeast. And it looks like, plenty of police presence there, honouring their colleagues. Tough one by the look of it for some of them. Right, let's go into predictions. Now, we might have to have these up in the opening minutes of this. Let me just give you a bit of a lead. We had 1.9k votes on our poll, which said 16% predict this game to be a draw, 29% predict this to be a West Brom win, 55% predict that Middlesbrough will win this game. Remember, the majority said Wrexham would win last night, though, so it doesn't always go the way of the favourite or the obvious, or the anecdotal favourite from our polls. You've got 24 seconds. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to be clever. Just write your predictions. We'll read them together, get them in right now. Go. Right, because I've rambled on, we're right up to kickoff. So keep your predictions coming. And what I'll do, I'll click them up on the screen. I might not be able to read all of them. We are off and running in our big early game here. It's Middlesbrough versus West Brom. And as I said, if you're a Baggies fan and you're keeping score, West Brom are now top of the Championship. If we can add a point on for their... having kicked off a game and being 0-0 in it. Right, let's get some predictions up on the screen. Sarmiento's running the channel, chased by Galvez. Sarmiento comes off the line. Little feed there. No offside against McGree on the left wing. Is it going in the box? Is it hell? Hell ball. They kept it moving. Middlesbrough back out to McGree on the left-hand side. Patient. West Brom all behind the ball. Get your predictions, guys, in a minute. And it has turned over now. Forgive me, I'm so far behind. I'm just going to throw them up on the screen. There we go. Appreciate your predictions, everybody. There we go. Ayling tries to feed it through the lines. West Brom get their first touch of the ball now. Diakite, Styles, and O'Leary goes long. Malanda takes that down easily. Very slow pace to the start of this one, almost walking pace, with Middlesbrough just knocking the ball about and West Brom saying, okay, get a feel for it, but you ain't going to play through us easily. We have an early goal in both of the other games. Incredible start here. It's Derby 0, Swansea 1. Joseph Opoku, new sign. He's already scored twice. Or rather, that's his second goal. And Wolves 0, Stoke 1. A little knock round the corner. Chris C 92. Can I say you're coming across a little bit of a dick, bit impatient there. But you ask, hey man, how come you and Matt don't do League One predictions? We'd love to watch those videos. And then 1 minute later said no answer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make you be patient because you don't appear to have any. And you can wait 5 minutes for that answer. Or you can look on Matt SB's community tab where he explains why he is no longer doing that show. And I wholeheartedly support his decision. But let's not put up a comment and then moan if I don't answer within 1 minute. Kind of busy here, yeah? Yeah, a little feed into midfield. West Brom just building up a little bit of territory. Diakite. Disciplinary with Ben. Doesn't cost a lot to be nice. It just gets a bit frustrating when you have to make the same explanation about 500 times. But I get that not everybody watches every bit of channel. But yeah, we have been asked this many times and explained it many, many times. Not a Ben decision, a Matt decision, I have to say. So not even my consideration. Well, that's knocked into Price at the back stick. Just run long for him. Nearly on the end of something there. Price, who started the season beautifully. Price crosses in. Vitek didn't need to do anything with that. Dives out and kind of fists it away. It was going out for a goal kick. But on we go. The Stoke goal, which is a big surprise, scored by Sam Gallagher. So 2 away goals already. Remember, it was an away win last night as well. Opoku for Swansea. Derby 0, Swans 1. Wolves 0, Stoke 1 is a surprise, isn't it? Charlton are cruising to the Championship table. We might as well wrap it up for the season. I suspect someone will take that bet with you. Pelling, 1993. Shot from the edge of the box there. It's given away. Oh, I didn't realise what a good chance that was. Forgive me. In and out of the comments, trying to reply to people within 60 seconds. And Riley McGree, best chance of the game by a mile out. I just saw it flying past the post. Should score, really, shouldn't he? And not from anything created by Middlesbrough. Just a dodgy pass out from the back by Preston. Preston? West Brom. Look at the kit, Ben, for God's sakes. Kite, Campbell, Styles. Sorry, lots going on at the start of this one, and 2 goals elsewhere in our earlies. 1 for Swansea and 1 for Stoke. Away teams on top. Does that bode well for West Brom? We'll find out. Sam Gallagher, great goal for Stoke. Absolute rocket. We'll see if you're right, Dr. House on TikTok. We'll no doubt get it picture in picture in a minute on Sky Sports here. Sarmiento tries to give and go. We said about Sarmiento a few times, he's got to go from being an impact substitute to a starter who regularly influences things for Boro. Now he's signed full time. Oh, nice and neat and tidy in central midfield there from Morgan. They've worked it down the left. Morgan gets it back. He's blocked out by Malanda. Price. Good football by West Brom. Neat and tidy. Diakite. Back into Campbell. Very technical game. Not the normal mega pace we get from Championship football. Both sides holding on to the ball nicely. As soon as I say that, Campbell runs out of defence and gives the ball away. But is back in position as they try and play it through to Will LANKSHEAR. 8 minutes gone. Goals in the two other early Championship games, and I think I'm about to see them picture in picture. Let's have a look down here. We're at Molineux, where Sam Gallagher has the ball a long way out. Geez, the guy on TikTok wasn't wrong. Absolute thunder bastard into the top corner. He's miles out as well, Sam. Great strike. Stoke lead with an absolute worldie there. Sarmiento whips that into the back stick. Decent ball. LANKSHEAR gets the header. He's offside though. Just goes a bit early. Sarmiento just whipping it in back stick. He then checked back on his run. Do you know what? If he hadn't have gone early and been onside, he'd have run right onto the cross as well. Hopefully we'll get a look. There we go. I manifested that into existence. We're now going to see Opoku's goal. Swansea breaking down the left-hand side. Oh, it's not great defending. Oh, it's a horror goal. Two Derby players kind of collide with each other and go for the ball, and then it's deflected by Opoku, or Opoku's shot is deflected. John Eustace will hate that goal. In the last couple of actions. I mean, it does happen when you make one mistake and then another mistake is made chasing the first mistake. But yeah, not a pretty sight, that one, for the Derby fans. Swansea fans will love it. So in your live league table right now, West Brom top on 7, tied with Swansea, who lead on 7. Wolves drop down to 7th. Middlesbrough there on 4. Stoke on 3. It'd be their first win of the season. Derby 19th and prone on 1 point later in the afternoon. If teams down there. Oh, crikey. On earth sort of a back pass was that? Aidan Morris just boots the ball head high. And Radek Vitek does pretty well. Just heads it out for a corner. Would have been one of the own goals of all time there. Appalling back pass by Morris, who's probably the best passer of the ball. Well, one of the best in the division, isn't he? For goodness sakes. Corner to the Baggies. And it goes left-footed. Oh, Vitek. I was going to say easy claim. It was so easy. He dropped at his feet. Completely forgot Sam Gallagher played for Stoke. Can't picture him in anything but a Blackburn shirt. Well, you're going to be able to picture him slamming one in the top corner. Ben need a scout report on Ali Al-Hamadi. Hope he does well for us. Yeah, he was fun in the Championship off the bench when Ipswich were winning. Chaotic, confident. Bless him. He was never quite fit. And then we got promoted and he just totally wasn't ready for the Premier League. So he then got a bit lost in the shuffle. If Ipswich had been in the Championship for 5 years, he'd have been a good project player. But yeah, he'll do well at Wednesday in a team that will be towards the top of League One, you would imagine. Sarmiento on the wing. Morris to Ayling. Is that his first touch, or is it just the first time I mentioned him? Because we're looking all over the place. Trying to read comments and keep up with the other two games. Ayling. Sarmiento. Whitaker. Malanda. Morris. Back to Malanda. Lots of what you call safe possession here from Boro, which has been a criticism. Pert Harris tries to break the lines with a little dribble. He's blocked out. And here's the counter for West Brom. I'm going to keep calling Preston looking at that kit, aren't I? For God's sake. Price does really well. It's out to the right-hand side. Galvez. Knock back to Nat Phillips. Aggressive position from West Brom. Centre-backs brought right forward. Or maybe Boro. Just a bit deep. Campbell. Phillips. Galvez. Boro just pushed up a bit, but they're very tight back to front. Arrigo Saki would be proud. Styles comes in off the left. Good morning, Cicero. Pelling off to the valley. Enjoy. Who have Charlton got? Can't remember. Preston, isn't it? Looking for a third straight win. Is Berhalter playing? No. On the bench. Looks like Kim Hellberg is prepping his 3-game week. Leaving out a couple of players who I would have guessed would have been starting. But he knows better than I what he's about to do. Oh, lovely feed in. Oh, just wide of the post. Really clever pass there. It's Myra who has the shot. What a lovely little slide through there. Jay Malumbi with what would have been an absolutely class assist. And Myra just overcooks it, but that's a big chance apiece now. Middlesbrough had the one for McGree, where it was just some dodgy playing out from the back by West Brom. That was nicely worked, though, by the Baggies. And their chance fell to Myra, who just overcooked it and put it wide of the post. Lovely bit of play by Jay Malumbi. Hello, dear, says Margaret. I don't normally get called dear. Maybe oh dear rather than hello, dear. Who do I support? Nobody of any relevance today. That's for sure. Britain. Pert Harris. Ayling. It's warming up. I almost want to say it's a bit too controlled for the Championship, this one. I need more chaos. Both teams just stroking the ball around. I had hair like that in my younger days. Hey, I'm holding out before it goes grey. Hoping Millwall can get 3 points on the road, Quinny. If anyone's going to get 3 points on the road, it's going to be Millwall at the moment, isn't it? Afternoon, Budgie, short break at work. Thanks for joining us. Sarmiento. He's magic, you know. Morris. Ayling. McGree outside of the foot. Whitaker. That cross take a deflection? if it doesn't. There's a horrible cross by Whittaker. He needs that service, LANKSHEAR. There you go, Sky. Fewest touches this game. Will LANKSHEAR with 1. Delayed pilot. Please like the video, folks. Thank you, pilot. How many likes have we got? Who's counting? Doesn't show me on StreamYard. O'Leary out to Phillips. This kind of slow to mid pace continues in this one. We had a rare old start at 12:30 though, didn't we? With Swansea and Stoke both scoring double quick, the away teams in their games, meaning this is the only game without a goal in the earlies in the Championship. Middlesbrough 0, West Brom 0 here. Wolves 0, Stoke 1. Derby 0, Swansea 1. That's really well worked. Price has got a load of space. Price puts it near post. Morgan sliding in. They look dangerous, don't they, West Brom? Last 8 or 9 minutes, they're the better side, aren't they? Isaac Price there should cross that with his left foot, shouldn't he? Good player like that. Go early with the left foot. Can quite get the angle to make that too dangerous with the right foot. Wolves level. Rodrigo Gomez. That will ruin Mark Robbins' mood. Wolves equalising, says the chat. They've got some quality there off the front. Mane, Gomez and Lopez are going to score many, many goals between the three of them this season, aren't they? That's before you've mentioned Armstrong and Jimenez up top. We'll hopefully get the goal from Sky picture in picture. 42 likes. Let's get that up to 50, you lot. Come on. You know what to do. Morris shoulder to shoulder. That should be a West Brom throw, but it didn't go out. On we go. Pert Harris, Ayling, Whittaker. Whittaker in off the right. We all know what trick he wants to do from there, don't we? Spank one with the left foot. Oh, lovely reverse ball by Borges, which just must have taken a little toe end there. And it's going to be a corner to Boro. About to drive from Devon to Suffolk. Why would you want to do that, Tom, at the end of August? Praise be to anybody on the road today. Great work, Ben. Steve in New Zealand. We are worldwide. Millwall fan out there. Oh, cross goes in, back stick. Ooh. Offside flag has gone up. Anyone who thanks me for doing a watch along, like Cicero has done there, you really don't have to. It's an absolute joy, honestly. I'd be watching the game anyway. Watching it with you is just a bloody pleasure. Right, we're going to see the Wolves equaliser here. Stoke in possession, which is a bad start. Don't lose it there. He's lost it. Shots parried. Oh, we've seen a couple of ugly goals defensively from a Derby standpoint and from a Stoke standpoint there. They give it away, and the shot is then parried by Vic Johansson, who's a great keeper. Rodrigo Gomez pops it in. But if you're playing a year one parachute team like Wolves, you've got to be harder to score against than that. And Gomez gets the equaliser for the Wolves, and it's 1-1. Have Wolves taken the lead? Jeez. Michael having his breakfast there at 6:52 a.m., presumably in the States if it's 6:52. Welcome. Rodrigo Gomez again. Free kick, West Brom. The goals are flowing at the Molineux Free kick goes in here. Ayling, weird clearance off his thigh. Giveaway there. Here is Morgan. Forgive me. West Brom now have 3 kind of blonde lads who are sort of similar-ish in build. Whitwell, Morgan, and Price. Well, Price is much taller, I think, than the others, but give me a minute. Get me a head round that. A keeper parry again. Dear oh me. We'll see that goal picture in picture likely. West Brom still having plenty of the ball. 53% it says here. It'll feed down the line. Morgan to Styles. They're a good side, West Brom, aren't they? Definitely one of the ones I undercooked in my 1 to 24. I've now had Callum Fowler, Sam Parkin, and George Ellick on the show yesterday. All put me wrong about West Brom, so I'll take it. Kelly, you absolute legend. There is an update on Enid jumping in the pool. Let me give it to you after leave that on the screen. Just see this West Brom attack out. Best of luck to Ipswich tomorrow. How are Enid's swimming lesson? Is she jumping in the pool? I'm going to miss the swimming lesson tomorrow, but annoyingly, Miss Jolie, her normal teacher, wasn't there last week, and the replacement teacher didn't do jumping in at the end of the lesson, which was annoying because down at the caravan, she had, by virtue of some bribery, £5 in the shop, she had jumped in twice. So I will get a report, but I've got a show tomorrow. The big Statfold weekend, for anybody who's out and about over Tamworth way, let me know if you want a ticket. Don't worry, we've been moved indoors. But yeah, I'll get a report from the weather. Diakite hits the shot. But the update there, and a big thank you for the super chat. The update is we are improving on Enid jumping in the pool. Little rascal doesn't want to get her face wet, does she? And then I see some of the kids there literally like dive bombing in. No F's given whatsoever, and Enid won't do it. Possession last 10 minutes. Yeah, 67%. That sounds like 2/3 to me. But thank you, Kelly, as ever. Great friend and supporter of the channel. We all love Kelly, the Wrexham fan. In it goes now. We're going. Oh, no, it doesn't. Referees just stopped Lankshire and Campbell having a bit of WWE on the back. Moved over here. TikTok is. Are we trying to build up TikTok, Mike? It's difficult. It is difficult to do both at the same time. Hopefully we can get it so TikTok comes up here and we can discuss more and read more comments. But I've got the phone down there and the computer up here. What do I make of the West Brom? Is that the third kit, is it? Of course it must be, yeah. It's quite nice, although I did call them Preston earlier in the show, which wasn't smart, was it? Have Wolves got a third? Or is that the second goal Robert's talking about there? Harry, big fan of the channel. Oh, legend. You're very, very welcome. Traffic near the stadium, Spike. Where you headed, mate? Liverpool 0, Forest 1. Goals everywhere. Other than at the Riverside. Still 2-1 Wolves. We haven't seen the second Gomez goal that we heard about. West Brom in touch. NCFC need a win today. Oh, nicely worked again down the right. They do look tidy, don't they, West Brom? Will Schlotterbeck start today? I suspect Mr. Harwood Bellis won't. And Mr. Schlotterbeck will for Saints. Down there against Millwall. Who do I think will win out of Blackburn and Cuba? I think I went for Blackburn on the predictions. In fact, I've got them right here. I could just read them out, couldn't I? Who did I go for? I went 3-2 Blackburn. Whatever. Price, nice carry. Oh, nice feed as well. Oh, no, it isn't. He just overhit that for Malumbi. Tempted fate there. Glad Enid jumped in, even if bribery was involved. There's a debate for all you parents in the chat. When is bribery acceptable with your child? I'm thinking all the time, yeah? How to raise a monster on the watch along. You always predict us to do bad. I'm a Rovers fan. Well, no, I don't. I've predicted you just to win, Aussie down there. You know me. Big Tony Mowbray. Apology for your prediction last year for Hull. Oh, mate, I've made plenty of those. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, I did say Blackburn would go down this year. They've started brilliantly, haven't they? Fair bloody play, Mogger. Cross goes in looking for Sarmiento, who's popped up on the other wing there. Right. I get to see the Wolves goal now. I'll hold off on the comments for just one sec. So Mane's got it down the left. Oh, lovely little in between two. Yeah, Johansson has parried it out. Oh, yeah. Not a great game for the normally excellent Stoke keeper. Do I think after Luton and Leicester, people have been too quick to predict the three relegated sides will have decent seasons? Maybe. I do think there was mitigating circumstances for both Luton and Leicester. Cam, who do I think will win out of Boro and West Brom? Oh, I went for... Did I go for Boro? I think I did. Oh, little feed inside. Oh, goodness me. McGree, it was almost the exact same chance that, in terms of the angles and the finish that West Brom created with Malumbi and Myra down the other end. Nice feed, Sarmiento. And look, yeah, keeper's done, O'Leary. He's not getting that if it's in the corner, is he? Was Mowbray a Rolls Royce as a player or head it, kick it? He was actually both. Came up in that head it, kick it era, didn't he, in the 80s? But yeah, he was a classy centre-back mogger, mainly due to his vast brain, I guess, and being in the right place at the right time. Can't remember what I predicted in this one. I went for a Desmond. Goals all over the shop. So, strangely, West Brom have been on top probably for the last 10, 15, haven't they? But that was a decent chance there for Borough. Here come Baggies again, though. Styles. Oh, defender dived in. That was screaming penalty, wasn't it? Styles stayed on his feet. Whittaker got caught there. Britton dived in. Styles nips past him. Alistair, if you're hoping Forest will get dragged into the relegation battle, not on this evidence. If I may talk about Ipswich Town for a second, I hope anybody can get dragged in. I don't care who it is. Just give me one of the 17 get dragged in. That gives the promoted 3 a chance, one of them to stay up, doesn't it? Keep expecting magic from Sarmiento. Might be a bit biased. Yeah, I'm a bit biased when it comes to the entire 23-24 Ipswich Town team. Malanda. Decent game in terms of technical quality, this one. In terms of excitement, doesn't feel massively championshipy, does it? Would have expected at least 2 goals, an injury and a red card by now. Not that we want red cards and injuries. The goals would be nice though, wouldn't they? Hey? Galvez pokes that out. It's going to be a corner for Boro, who are just regaining a little bit of kind of territory and control in this one. They do look decent, West Brom. It's amazing how long I've been in the internet. Cam's asking me who I support. Guess. Don't do that. Corner. Boro. Britain swings it in. Everyone goes near post. Malanda arrives on his lonesome at the back stick, but it's an easy gather for Max O'Leary. I support Ipswich Town, Cam. Not that it's very relevant today. As I said, 1-1. Verts for Liverpool in the Premier League. If you're watching that one, let us know. Cersiro, thank you. Super chatted last night. And again, very, very kind. Appreciate all of your support in the chat, especially you super chatters. No need. All I ask is you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. But if you can super chat, it's a big, big help here at Bloom Residence. And at that point, I must say a big thank you to Callum and Marty and Matt and Freddie, all the lads who support us at Betfred on the Sportsman Untitled podcast. They are across helping out with our watch-alongs as well. Here's a counter for West Brom. Fortuitously, he's got it back there. Morgan now on the edge of the box. Styles. Price, who wants to play it on the right foot every time, doesn't he? I think Morris was wise to that, and the attack kind of breaks down. Looks like VAR has intervened in the Premier League, and it's still 1-0 to Forest. Adam on TikTok thought Boro would look a lot better, to be fair. I mean, I know where you're coming from, Adam, but West Brom are part of this, aren't they? And they're playing well. But yeah, for those of us who expected Boro to sweep all aside today, that is very, very much not happening. And yeah, this one could go any which way, couldn't it? By the way, 0 shots on target in the game. And that with what I would say 3 good chances. So I think just down to execution here. McGree twice for Boro and Myra for West Brom. I'm saying should have scored on all 3 counts. Screams of a 0-0. I hope not. We love some goals. Plenty of them at Molineux, where it's 2-1 to Wolves. Stoke did lead in that game through a Sam Gallagher worldie. And I believe, unless someone's going to correct me in the chat, it's still 1-0 Swans over at Pride Park. Derby 0, Swansea 1. Opoku with an early goal there. 2 minutes in, I believe. Here come West Brom again, who will think they can go on and win this on the basis of this first 36 minutes. Styles down the left wing. He attempts to pop the cross in. And the hard cam didn't catch that. I think it might have gone out for a corner. Liverpool, Man U and Spurs to go down. How about that? That would guarantee Ipswich stay in the Premier League, so I will take it. It would also be the maddest story in the history of world football, but what are you going to do? Corner for West Brom. Price puts it over. I was expecting a foul to be given there. Campbell again. Vitek's not happy with the push and pull in either. Did look like someone fouled someone, didn't it? Sportsman Untitled, Ben Connor and Simon of Gold. Would you believe, Kelly? Breaking news. Selfish Simon Lillibury is going to Spain on Monday. It's allowed. It's only me and Con, and I'm hosting. A little bit nervous, actually. They like have lots of cameras and stuff, and I don't know where to look or what to say, but I will try my best. So you can wish me luck with that on Monday morning when we record the Sportsman Untitled. And we are now finding out what we're going to be talking about because Championship Round 3 is all a go-go. Kelly's Wrexham losing last night at home to Birmingham. Big result for Chris Davis. Wolves are heading, as things stand, to the top of the table. They lead 2-1 against Stoke. Swansea lead 0-1 over at Derby. And it is 0-0, Boro and West Brom. Remember, West Brom could grab themselves a third successive win. Only Millwall, Charlton and West Brom 2 for 2 going into this one. Well, Morris has overplayed that and then dived in afterwards. I think he's going to get a yellow card. He's being called over. Bit dramatic, this. Is that referee Tierney? He's having a chat with Jay Malumbi. We see it so many times. You overrun the ball. Just dives in. It's a yellow card, isn't it? Surely he's going to get one. Have Charlton signed any players since it? Did Raksaki fall through? I didn't realise that had fallen through. I thought that was a guarantee. So much so I put him in a blooming thumbnail in my transfer update. Not clever. Jeremy Sarmiento is down and he's going off by the look of it. We're going to have an enforced change here for Middlesbrough. Jeremy Sarmiento was nothing to do with the game stopping. And is very frustratedly walking straight down the tunnel. Max Afston has come on, fullback, so we'll have a little reshuffle there. Luke says Swan's looking fantastic on TikTok, but Apoku off injured. That's no good. Charlton due to sign Tyler Binden. Yeah, a couple of centre-half issues there. Let's try and just get across this. So if Sarmiento goes out and fullback comes in, right, he's going to do something clever here. Melander will move into midfield. Afston will play fullback. Borges will move centre-back. And Pert Harris will go out to the wing. If I'm right about that, then me and Kim Hellberg are simpatico, aren't we? In goes the corner. It's a dreadful corner. Completely overcooked, isn't it? Borges with the clearance. And it's popped through the middle. Is he going to get on the end of that? Yes, he is. It's back to LANKSHEAR, who drifts into the box. West Brom get back and behind the ball. So chat expecting Charlton to be busy in the window. Just didn't have the killer instinct there, did they, Boro, on that counter-attack? And that's a poor ball. Whittaker in a load of space there down the right. And Britain just overcooks it out of play. They're just not quite there, are they, Boro? Sometimes we see their passing and teams just can't live with it. But, yeah, I think in terms of the attacking patterns, West Brom maybe have, although West Brom have played a bit on the counter, but they've kind of looked a bit more effective, haven't they? Too early in the season for holiday taking. Well, I agree totally. After my First holiday in 7 years. Imagine that. Ayling. Knocked off by Whittaker to Morris. So Morris crosses. Lancashire is completely free. And if the offside flag stayed, the offside flag has gone up. He just appeared in the middle of the goal with a free header. I'm like, surely he's offside. Surely. He's miles off. She gets caught out by Nat Phillips there. Mentioning Tony Mowbray in the chat. He would have been proud of that offside chap, wouldn't he? No holidays should be taken in the football season. Well, absolutely right, Liam. Unless it's in the international break, right? Max O'Leary made the save nonetheless. Do we have a second goal for Swansea? Pretty bad start to the season for Derby, isn't it? Looks as though Swans have gone 2-0 up in that one. If anyone's got a goal scorer for me, let me know. Hopefully, Sky are going to be quick on the draw and show us that one before half-time. Swansea looking good to start the season. They're going to move on to 7 points, which at the moment is the magic number unless we get a Millwall or a Charlton win, in which case 9 points will be the magic number. Iom is the goal scorer for Swansea. Hello, Dave, on his travels today. Back in my childhood home for the weekend. That's tremendous. So Iom adds a second. Gakpo red card, is that right? Says Peter. Harry, this is a weird game. Both fairly free-flowing, but also rather cagey. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's all very controlled, isn't it? 1 minute of stoppage time. Ooh. Cross goes in. Galvez lets it run behind him. Afston. Ooh, there are some memberships there, Kelly. Wow. Go and grab one. Thank you, Kelly. Very, very kind indeed. Here come Boro. Down the left. Oh, McGree cuts the cross back. It's a good one. Lancashire got the touch on it. Do you know, Pert Harris and Whittaker arriving behind him. Spins and hits the shot blocked out. And the halftime whistle goes with Boro on the attack. Miles Pert Harris is trying to make the point there. Thank you so much, Kelly. Dave's off to meet some wrestlers. That sounds fun. Which wrestlers are you going to meet? I caught Dave and Liam in my membership net. Yes, Discord. I've been saying I'm going to sort that out for bloody months, haven't I? I will sort it out. I promise. I might have to do it in the international break, but I will. So I'll get Richard from Blue Monday to help me out. But I will sort it out, especially after you just did 20 memberships there. Very, 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 very kind indeed. Half-time in this one, as someone said in the chat there, feels like both teams have been kind of neat and tidy in possession, but kind of not going all out, which means we haven't got the normal level of championship chaos that we have, we've had the rarity in the championship of a kind of controlled technical game. There isn't a Discord, Alistair. I'm going to set one up for YouTube members because you can link the two together. AEW at Wembley. Dave got me a ticket for that back in the day. That was tremendous. Get some photographs then. Meet these massive wrestlers. Yeah. But neither, I think West Brom have just been slightly the better side. Although there is always the side in this that Middlesbrough play front foot and teams counter-attack against them. So Middlesbrough tried to be the protagonist, and West Brom have played it in such a way off them that they've been the protagonists. 2 or 3 big chances, I think, in the game. Middlesbrough probably with the first one. Some dodgy passing out from the back. And Riley McGree's just in on goal on the edge of the box. And he's got a load of time. He tries to hit the shot early. And puts it wide of the post. Myra with a great chance for West Brom. It's a brilliant pass by Jay Malumbi. No eyes, reverse ball. Myra hooks it round the post. And then something vaguely similar in terms of the angle and the finish from Sarmiento's pass through to McGree again, who drags it around the post. Otherwise, nothing doing, really. Have we still got no shots on target? Sorry, let me just bring my stats up. I'm making a dog's dinner here of navigating FootMob. Yeah, 0 shots on target. So we've had some decent chances. 3 shots apiece, 0 on target. Only 0.19 XG for the Boro. 0.42 for West Brom. They've obviously created slightly higher quality there. 53-47 on the possession in West Brom's favour. So I'm sitting here and saying they've counter-attacked off them. They've had more possession, though. So, yeah, all quiet, really, and all action elsewhere, as we've had 2 goals at Pride Park, where it's Derby 0, Swansea 2. Ben there on the TikTok saying Swansea to go up based off the current start. Ollie adding for Potnick stays for Swansea, they are going to be a handful. And it's Wolves 2, Stoke 1 over at Molineux. Stoke led in that one. Gallagher and Gomez has scored twice since. Cesare, thank you for becoming a member. I promise, even though I've promised many times before, that we'll get that Discord sorted out. Sid, what are my score predictions for the Boro game now? Well, not 2-2, which I said at the start. Looks a bit quieter than that. 1-0 Forest at half-time. Bears, we've been dreadful. Bit of spark before whistle blown. Thought it was dire for us. They haven't been their normal self, have they? If you can get Bribery to do something, yeah, there you go. Never a truer word spoken, Kelly. I will try and get that sorted. In fact, I've got a long train journey on Monday to Manchester and back. Maybe I'll try and sort it on the train, although the internet's always a bit iffy on Avanti trains, and they block YouTube, for goodness sake. Certain websites that you can't do your work on the to's and froms there. Right. Speaking of to's and froms, I'm going to, do you know what? I might make my first attempt to make a coffee with the new machine whilst on the halftime break. What I'll do here, if you're on TikTok, I'm going to stop the stream and we'll start it again. So do come back in about 5 minutes and make sure you've hit follow before you do. And for everybody here, we will see you in 5 minutes. The Sting is going to play. Get your comments and whatnot in. We will be back in 5 minutes. It's Middlesbrough 0, West Brom 0. Right, 2 0 West Welcome back, everybody. It is half time here in the Championship earlies on our round 3 Saturday. It's Middlesbrough 0, West Brom 0. Elsewhere, last night it was Wrexham 1, Birmingham 2. And at half time, Swansea lead 2-0 at Derby and Wolves lead 2-1 at home to Stoke. So as things stand, if you like league tables, after 3 games, 3 rounds in with only 4 games played, Wolves, West Brom and Swansea tied on 7 at the top. Remember, if that stays the same, Charlton and Millwall can do something about that because they are 2 for 2 and could go to 9 points. Remember, West Brom, if they take the lead, could also go to 9 points today. Elsewhere, at 3 p.m. today, we have Blackburn QPR, Bolton Lincoln, Bristol City Pompey, Cardiff Sheffield United, Charlton Preston, Norwich Burnley, Saints Millwall, Watford versus West Ham. Let us know if you are off to a game this afternoon. I can see full picture now. The goals from Molineux. It's an absolute worldie from Sam Gallagher. He's hit that so hard from so far out. Stoke getting caught, playing out from the back. Taylor's old as time there, losing it in the left back area. Then a shot parried, I think, from Jimenez. And Gomez follows it in. And for the second goal, it's another parry. The low cross parried into the path there of Rodrigo Gomez. He has scored both of the Wolves goals. I'm looking now at Derby Swansea. First goal's a bit of a mess. The cutback between 2 players and then a deflection. Is it Sanderson it comes off or whoever was behind him? Didn't quite see. Haven't seen the second goal yet. Forgive me, it's my first look. It's a hell of a save initially from Zetterstrom from the header, I think, from Adam Eder. Brilliant save. But then, who reacts first? Ji-sung Yeom. And he puts Swansea 2-0 up. A big thank you to you all for joining. We're about to go to the second half. Boro banter. 0-0 seems a fair score at this rate for Boro. Games there for the taking. Games there for the taking for either side here. I think West Brom maybe just edged the first half, but if anyone, can go up the proverbial gear, feels like the game as a spectacle can go up a gear, not the normal chaotic championship type game we are used to. Very kind of calm and controlled, but without incident in terms of 0 shots on target in the first half. Right. We are about to commence the second half. Berhalter on for Pert Harris. So Kim Hellberg making a half-time change there in central midfield. Obviously, his plan slightly disrupted by the injury to Jeremy Sarmiento at the end of the first half. He'd had to rejig it anyway. Good news, by the way, that I was able, with the new coffee machine, to make a coffee in my 5-minute break. Although, I think I might still not tell Shaylee that and try and get her to bring me one whenever there's a watch along. She's not here. Right, let's reset the teams here then, because we've had 2 changes for Boro now to tell you about. Vitek in goal. So Britton, Ayling, Malanda and Borges. Well, Arston, remember, came in, so we're assuming Malanda is now in midfield. Borges is centre-back, and the back four actually involves Arston rather than Malanda. Pert Harris is out, so I think it's Malanda and Morris in central midfield then. Oh, no, because Berhalter will be in with Morris in central midfield. I don't know who he's playing where. We'll have a look on the pitch in a minute. McGree, Whittaker and LANKSHEAR. There'll be someone in an advanced position who's not normally there. I think it's Neto. No, Neto Borges is playing at left back. Always fun and games trying to figure out exactly what Kim Hellberg's doing, unless he's playing more a 4-3-3 now, in which case what we said pretty much lines up. Oh, God, have we got problems with the mic? Right, everybody calm down. I'm going to have to just press some buttons with the mic. It's been doing some weird stuff. 1 sec. I'm going to dip it out and then bring it back in and you can tell me if it works. Right, that'll sound awful. I've just bypassed the mic. Let's do that. And I'm just going to do that. And let's do that. Has that fixed it, guys? Let us know if that's fixed it. And the ball is in the back of the net. Very annoyingly. My goal call is terrible. Hopefully the mic sorted itself out. Will LANKSHEAR has scored at the exact point we figured the mic out. Thank you for letting me know. That's weird that I've got this expensive new system and it does that every now and then, but thank you for telling me. And Middlesbrough lead 1-0. And I think for the first time in Watchalong history, I didn't see the goal because we were figuring out the sound. So I'll tell you on the replay exactly what went down. Feed into LANKSHEAR. He's offside. Oh, he's offside, isn't he? Oh, dear. Shot whipped in off the post. Now, this is an interesting one. So he's offside when Whittaker hits the shot. The ball hits the post, but then it hits Max O'Leary in goal. So I'm sure some will argue that the offside resets itself when O'Leary touches the ball accidentally. That would be a charitable interpretation there, because he's miles offside when Whittaker hits the shot, and the linesman must know he's offside. So I'm guessing they're arguing it's a new phase when the ball hits O'Leary, which seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? When it kind of hits the post and hits him on the back, goes up in the air. LANKSHEAR has scored, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure that should constitute a new phase of play beginning. There's no argument that he's offside. The question is, does it constitute a new phase, the ball hitting the keeper on the back after a shot hits the post? Tricky, tricky, tricky. Middlesbrough lead. Will LANKSHEAR is the goal scorer. Whitwell throws it in. And West Brom have a game to chase now. Well, that should liven things up, shouldn't it? Will he get banned for deceiving an official? The can of worms, hey? Yeah, that one feels a bit harsh on West Brom, but as I'm sure many people will will point out they did get a call heavily go their way against Norwich with that goal, didn't they? So, yeah. Two wrongs don't make a right. Here come Boro again. It's out for a corner, crossed in. Is my audio okay? Dynamos Twin, do you dislike Birmingham? What a strange question. Why would you ask that? How odd. Audio is good. Thank you. Thank you. Corner goes in. Yeah, some weird stuff happens with that. And I just reset it and it seems to work again. But thank you guys for telling me. It's a bit stressful when it goes wrong, I have to say. Fed up the line for Morgan. Was Arfston got across and slid that one out of play on the cover. Clear as a Colin Bell. How about that? Can I do a live for the championship game, Bolton versus Lincoln? I'm going to have a rest because I've been up since 4:30 a.m. this morning because I couldn't get back to sleep. Slept on my arm. My arm went dead. Then I waited for my arm to wake up and that woke me up. And then I was done. I was beat. Price. Phillips. Galvez. There's one in the channel down the right for Myra to chase. We're just seeing the goal again. There's no real discussion about whether he's offside or not. He's definitely offside. The question is, should, not does, because you can clearly see they've argued that a new phase does begin. But should a new phase begin if the ball is not deliberately played by... I mean, that would be an interesting topic. Here come West Brom. Crossed in, all parried out. It's going to be a chance. Price bimbles the shot into the ground. In one of the other bits of the offside wording, it says a player makes a deliberate attempt to play the ball. That can have an effect on offside. All I would say about that phase beginning is that there is no human way possible you can argue Max O'Leary makes a deliberate attempt to play the ball because his back's to it, it hits the post and it just hits him. So, I don't know. If we're updating our wording, maybe a phase should only begin again if an opposing player deliberately plays the ball. But there you go. The goal stands. On we move. And apparently Wolves have a penalty, says Brendan. Styles. Oh, he tries to clear it. Comes off Britton. Lucky bounce. Little feed. Oh, nearly an own goal. Great save by O'Leary. Definitely came back off his own player and was heading goalwards. That would have been an ugly one, wouldn't it? They gave it away in the kind of left back area. Bounced off their own player. And it's out for a corner. I dislike the phase stuff. Doesn't improve the rule. Maybe so. I think it improves it in some instances. But in that one, I think you can argue that LANKSHEAR clearly gains an advantage from being offside about 1 second after the ball hits the post and, you know, comes back out to him. But they've gone with it. And Boro lead 1-0. Unless, hear me out, unless the linesman just didn't see that he was offside. But if he didn't see he was offside, he's looking right at it and he's quite a long way off. So I'm guessing it must be the phase thing, mustn't it? Jimenez has scored from the spot. He scored from the spot in Wolves' first home game of the season, that being against Blackburn late on. And he's got a penalty again today. Of course, we don't know what the refs are told in their briefings. They might have been told that exact incident, give the goal, in which case they've done their jobs, haven't they? We as fans, of course, can debate whether that feels like the right implementation of the offside rule, which is there to stop players goal hanging and gaining an advantage, isn't it? Plenty of people asking for Will LANKSHEAR to be banned for 2 games now. Bless him. He's the innocent party in all of this. I think it's a bit different to handball in the ball. I don't think Hegebo should have been banned, as I said on the Sportsman podcast, but what you going to do? Oh, McGree, lovely feed in. LANKSHEAR in behind. Can he get the shot off? 2 West Brom defenders diving in there. Stiles and Campbell make the block. Birmingham v Wolves next week. What do I think? Let me get through this round and I'll get my head around it. I think you make Wolves favourites, don't you? Without giving it a hell of a lot of thought. Corner goes in for Boro, headed on the near post. That's a great save by Max O'Leary. And, I mean, you'd have to say, game state, goals change games. Middlesbrough in well on top since they scored. That's a great save. Good reaction save. I know people will say it's not quite in the corner, but that comes at him quickly. I think it's a really good save by O'Leary. And he made a good save as well, didn't he, from what would have been an own goal. Well, I agree with Matt in the chat there. When the EFL set a ridiculous precedent, yeah, it's fair enough, because if you believe that the decision to ban Hegebo is ridiculous, which most of us are kind of agreeing on, then, yeah, you can make a ridiculous argument for the next decision. So I take that argument, yeah. All I will say is 2 wrongs don't make a right. That just because one player was wrongly banned, the cure to that is not another player being wrongly banned. It's, can we stop banning people wrongly? Yeah. I think everybody knows that in the discussion, don't they? Foul on Diakite. I think yellow card might come out here. That's a great question. Pincer movement. Where does Albion need to change to get back in the game? I mean, they weren't doing a lot wrong, were they? And they were probably a bit unlucky with the goal. So I'd imagine James Morrison won't change anything for at least 5-10 minutes more. But yeah, the obvious sub is Hegebo, isn't it? Who I think we'll see before long. But they were by no means playing badly. We're seeing the goal again. The yellow card has come out for Diakite now. That's probably totting up, isn't it? He was literally just in that 50-50, wasn't he? Already on 2 for the season. I wonder who'll be the first of 5 yellow cards. Price. Sorry, forgive me, Whitwell. I won't be the first this season to make that mistake, will I? Or the last. Oh, here comes Whittaker. Oh, big sliding tackle there by Phillips, but it was well timed. The AI summary that just came up on TikTok was debating the offside rule in a live match. Chaos level has increased. Well, Terry is right about that. We have a goal and an incident to talk about. Price over on the right-hand corner of the box. He tries to arrow the cross in. Deflected out. It's a West Brom throw. Feels like Price is the guy they've got to get on the ball to get back into this. JT, we have been robbed. Maybe so. There's going to be a lot of whataboutery about the goal that West Brom scored at Norwich, isn't there? But again, two wrongs don't make a right. My personal belief, and this is completely subjective, is that that doesn't constitute a new phase beginning. However, what I will say is if the refs have been guided to give that as a new phase and give the goal, then they're doing their jobs. But I think it's one where I don't necessarily agree with that implementation. I still think LANKSHEAR got an advantage from being offside there, but ho-hum. That said, though, here's a one for you. How many times do we see the striker in the middle in an offside position? The ball's crossed just over his head to someone onside running on, who then knocks it back to the striker who knocks it in the goal. And they're not offside, are they? Because the cross wasn't for them and they're not interfering. And that goal would be given, wouldn't it? I think the issue I've got with this one is that surely for a new phase to start, an opponent has to deliberately play the ball, don't they? And O'Leary clearly doesn't deliberately play the ball. It just hits him off the post, which is unlucky. Interesting debate. Makes you feel sorry for the refs, though, where you think, right, what's the most awkward thing that can come up? And it literally just happens, doesn't it? Game after game. Free kick, West Brom. It's gone short. Worked out onto the right wing is Galvez. James Morrison surely needs to hit the bench soon, doesn't he? Price. Malumbi. Galvez. Whitwell. Helped inside. Morgan. It's great football, this. Styles. Little Myra clip to the back post. That is a brilliant goal by West Brom. What a goal. That is a superb build-up. JJ Morgan heads it into the back of the net, but the passing leading up to that was outstanding for West Brom. If you think they were hard done to go behind, that's an excellent equalising goal. Look at this build-up here. Great stuff. Worked out to the left-hand side. What a cross that is, by the way. Who pops that one in? I think it's Price, isn't it? Brilliant looping header. Look at that. It clips the bar and goes in. It's a great goal by West Brom. 1-1. And that, I believe, how many is that for the season for Morgan? Is that 3? He scored 2 on the opening game. Oh, no, he scored 2 against Rotherham in the League Cup. So it's his 4th in all comps, his 2nd in the Championship. Lovely goal. Really nicely worked. And you've got to say, from that position to cross and header and score, both had to be perfect. The cross just flighted in and then the header looped over the keeper. Parky said Morgan is a player. Yeah, he is a player, isn't he? It's a great finish. Sam will know him from Chelsea as well, won't he? Campbell breaking forward, turns inside. A great run by Campbell. He's got to the byline. He's got the cross in. Is it going to break? Oh, it's blocked. Whitwell arrived. Got a hold of the shot. Body's in the way. Can't force it through onto goal. This is nicely poised now, isn't it? And it looks like we are going to the bench now for West Brom. Although, forgive my eyesight, I can't tell you who's coming in. Nope, he's put his bib back on. Getting very excited about what is essentially a West Brom player going out to warm up. Morris. Price is really good, right? Yeah, I think he is, isn't he? All I'll say is he started last season brilliantly and then fizzled out. But then West Brom started last season brilliantly and, well, what's worse than fizzling out? Collapsed. Who's dominating, Jim? Nobody's dominating, really. Decent back and forth game, this. We can get a double sub here. Alfie Jones and Kyle Joseph, 2 former Hull players coming into the game. Are we getting the subs right now? We are. So Kyle Joseph and Alfie Jones coming into the game. We are going to get that West Brom sub as well. Rabbi Nzingala is coming on. Alfie Jones has some instructions written on a scrap of paper that he's handed to Luke Ayling, who finds it all very funny. And Luke Ayling rips up the instructions and puts them in his sock. Tremendous scenes. Oh, don't litter now, Luke. He's dropped a bit of it. Whitwell comes off. Zingala comes on. In midfield, no doubt. JT points out on TikTok, Kareem Tunda on the bench as well. Would be his debut if we see him. Joseph immediately whistled for a foul. So 20 to go, a little bit from the bench here. He just leaves one on Galvez. Joseph lets him know he's there. Afston wins a throw-in. Boro 1, West Brom 1. Remember, elsewhere, we're about 20 minutes from the end of all our half-12 games. Derby 0, Swansea 2, Wolves 3, Stoke 1. Ball goes back to Radek Vitek. In 3 passes, it's out to the left wing. And Joseph. Oh, nice feed through by Melander. Joseph nearly sorts his feet out for the shot. His first touch was all right, but the West Brom defending was good, actually, wasn't it? Bodies in the way, making the block. Upper Swans, says Tom. Yeah, very much so. Great start. Ayling with instructions in his sock. If you know, you know. Morris. Ayling. Oh, nice. Through the lines. Oh, they're in here. Joseph straight at the keeper, and LANKSHEAR has done it again. A poacher's goal by Will LANKSHEAR, and Kim Helberg will take some credit for the substitution. Kyle Joseph has been busy since he came on. The shot is parried, but you know what the headline is going to be. The Boro number 9, the striker signing, does it again. LANKSHEAR gets his second of the game, and that, of course, is the second time in 3 championship games he scored 2 goals. Looks just onside there, Joseph. And nice composed finish by LANKSHEAR. It's one you'd expect him to score, but he's just got to stay cool, stay calm, and just cushions it into the net. What were we saying about Jay Stansfield last night? Just pass it in. You don't need to rip the net off. It's probably a better finish than I'm giving him credit for there. And Will LANKSHEAR has now scored, if you include his 2 EFL Cup goals, 6 goals already this season. What a signing he is already turning out to be. 6 goals already, and we're still in August. Middlesbrough 2, West Brom 1. Hope you're having a wonderful Blue Saturday, mate. Always. Every Saturday is a Blue Saturday. J.M. Phillips on TikTok. I'll be a blue Christmas. Is that the first Christmas song you've heard this year? Joseph off the left wing. Melander. Borges. Little feed down the line. Berhalter can't keep it in. Hegebo is about to join us. Oh, Forest have a penalty, apparently. What is the score in that one? Forest still leading. West Brom trying to build up there. A little bit too frantic, and it's turned over to a Boro. Ayling. Morris. Borges. Ayling. Borges again. Boro playing a bit of keep ball. West Brom trying to get Hegebo into the game. Liverpool 1, Forest 2. Liam off to Wednesday versus Bromley in the rain in glorious Yorkshire. Joseph comes in off the left wing. Oh, nice reverse ball, nice disguise, which you can't say for Berhalter, who seemed to line up his shot for about 3 seconds before he hit it, allowing the block to be made rather too easily. Fell on Diakite by Melanda, who goes in and presses from the ball out from the keeper. Right, out goes Jay Malumbi. In comes Arne Hegebo. Very much in the headlines in round 1 of the championship. And I think we are going to see the new winger as well. It is a debut for Karim Tunda, a Spanish winger. My knowledge goes about that far. Egabo, like Carl Joseph, comes off the bench and is immediately penalised for a foul. I'm sure he'd quite like to do the next thing Carl Joseph did, which would be see his shot parried out and a goal result from it. 77-44 on the clock. Egabo very fiercely waved 2 fingers at JJ Morgan there, as if to say, no, 2 up top. Jack, I feel Watford might beat West Ham. Well, they might. That'll go over well with the West Ham fans. Not. What did I go for in that one, by the way? I think I did back West Ham. I think I backed West Ham 1-0, but with not much logic other than their squad costs more money. Throw in West Brom, right back area. They need a goal. Else Boro are going to be tying them up on 6 points. Remember, Wolves 3-1 up against Stoke. Derby 2-0 down at home to Swansea. Are Leicester playing at the moment? I didn't realise there was League One giving on. Britain. Arfston gets it back to Britain. Diakite slides in. Middlesbrough still in possession, though. After Bristol City versus Pompey. Very nice too. Kind of crazy how Bromley are higher than Leicester at the moment. Never a truer word spoken. Matthew. Nice winner there in central midfield. It's actually Phillips who'd stepped out from centre-back, showing the lads further forward how to win a tackle aggressively. Tunda has drawn a foul. Free kick West Brom is going in the box. Get it in there. Price has gone over to take it. Campbell up from the back. I assume Phillips is there. Yeah, he's there. Oh, nice delivery. Half cleared, and it's Diakite trying to chest it down. Just wouldn't drop quick enough for him to have a shot thereafter. Campbell. Diakite. And Zingula knocks it out to Price. Gets it back. Middlesbrough compact here. We said in the first half they're fairly tight back to front when they don't have the ball. And what they do know, Boro, is if they can defend for another 8.5 minutes plus stoppage time, they're going to get the 3 points. Storms, how have Boro played? Not their flamboyant, spectacular best. I think it's going to go down as the new striker doing the business and getting them over the line as things stand. Still time for that to change, though. Hegeby wins it. Morgan. Crossed into the back stick. Styles keeps it moving. Oh, whipped into the far post. Good save by Vitek. Was that going in the corner? I think Price has shot there, hasn't he? Yeah, it's a shot. Decent save. I think it is going in. Obviously, in midweek at Newcastle, Price gave the keeper the eyes and found the corner. He tried the same there. Bit less element of surprise there, given Vitek could see everything from the angle there, whereas Wall in the way the other night. But good strike nonetheless. Corner, West Brom. But we've got to sort out some Royal Rumble in the box. And it comes near post. It's going to break. Oh, that was travelling from Zingula. Headed away by Borges. Was that going in? He really smashed that towards goal. I think it possibly was, wasn't it? This angle will tell us. No, it won't. I mean, let's just say if it was on target, then Borges has basically risked the concussion to keep the ball out of the net. And of course, in true footballer fashion, the ref asks, do you need concussion protocol? And he says, nope, fine, ref. Don't take me out of the game. Hopefully he is okay. And not seeing stars right now. Ooh. Sky have just slowed that right down to look at a possible handball there. I think, was it Jones? I didn't see who it was. His arm is by his side and the ball just flashes at it. So I'd probably be against that being a handball, but I only got one look at it, to be fair. Tommy Conway is coming into the game. We're also going to see Barney Stewart. Will LANKSHEAR steps out to great applause from the Middlesbrough faithful. Wolves 4-1. Jordan James. Mark Robbins in bother. Who did Stewart come in for then? JJ Morgan is out. He scored a great goal, but he's going to be on the losing side as things stand. Free kick, Boro. Oh, it's gone loose. Huge chance, Joseph. What a miss. Oh, and it is in the back of the net. They got a bit lucky there. Joseph smashed it across the goal. It was such a bad shot. Ayling got to recycle it. He puts it across. And Alfie Jones, of all people, who's been away for the longest time injured, has made the game safe. It's Middlesbrough 3, West Brom 1. And Jones back in the side with a goal. Bit of a lucky one, isn't it? It breaks for Joseph, who's borderline, might be offside. We need to see along the side then. It's very tight either way. Joseph makes a complete dog's dinner of the shot. Actually then comes off someone's ankles there, West Brom player. Diakite, isn't it? Ayling then, it's a terrible shot. And Jones puts it through the keeper. A very, very weird goal, that one. Pinballing about, and somehow it ends up in the goal. James Morrison's probably thinking, how have they scored from that? It was one terrible shot, followed by another terrible shot, but it ends up in the back of the net, and it is 3-1 to Boro. And I think this one is all over. The hell of a comeback now for West Brom. Just a couple of minutes to go until full time, and they need 2 goals. Alfie Jones injured since December. Yeah, quite the return. He's grabbed himself a goal. And Sky tell us this will be Middlesbrough's 5th win in a row against West Brom. Bearhalter, 50-50, no foul. Tackles flying in now. Tunda. Phillips, Campbell. We said at 2-1, Middlesbrough know they've just got to sit, keep the ball away from their goal, and it's a guaranteed 3 points. Now they've got a 2-goal cushion. Oh, here comes Tunda into the box. Gets it out of his feet. Oh, Price has smashed it over the bar. It's a huge chance. That would have made things really interesting in stoppage time. Should score there, Price, shouldn't he? Yeah, really bad miss. Original shot from Tunda is deflected. Price just tries to whack the hell out of it and sticks it in the stand. When you'd have thought for all the world he would have made it 3-2 there. Bad miss by a player in very good form. We're past the 90 and about to find out. I'm sure Sky Sports know, they just haven't told us yet how much stoppage time, plus 5 minutes. So basically West Brom need to score now and they've got another chance to get it back to 3-3. But this feels unlikely. What do I think of Luton signing Jamie Donnelly? Solid signing that. Where was he? On loan at Oxford last season? Spurs lad, yeah. Oh, nice dribble down the right wing. Another chance for West Brom and another one blocked. They've not been without the efforts on goal, the Baggies, have they? It was Tunda who hit the first shot, Price with the second. Plenty of bodies in the way. .91.5 minutes gone. We've got 5 minutes minimum stoppage time. Boro have a 2-goal advantage and just over 3 minutes of minimum stoppage time to see this one out. Ugh. O'Leary's got it. Made a couple of great saves in the second half, didn't he? O'Leary, one from Britain's header and one to prevent an own goal. Campbell. Clipped in for Hegebo to chase. Malanda. Too strong. Goal kick, Boro, who are heading on to 6 points, tying up with West Brom. In fact, they will pass them in the league table on goal difference. Will LANKSHEAR is man of the match. Elsewhere, it looks like we're going to get 3-goal wins in both of the other games. Loads of goals in the earlies here because Swansea have gone 3-0 up at Derby. Thank you, Brendan Ronald, with the goal. Wolves are 4-1 up against, can I call them beleaguered Stoke or a beleaguered Mark Robbins? That is going to be 3 defeats from 3 from Stoke. Well, that's into the box. Stewart holds it up. Little toe ender out from Afston on the chase back. It's going to be a corner to West Brom. We have 90 seconds of minimum stoppage time to go. Middlesbrough 3, West Brom 1. Nothing doing from the set play. James Morrison goes to sit down as if to say, well, that's about the size of that then. .30 seconds of minimum stoppage time remaining. Galvez. Foul, free kick taken quickly by West Brom. But this one is all over, isn't it? One phase of play to go and 2 goals needed. Sounds impossible rather than implausible. Phillips. Diakite. And right on 95 minutes, the referee brings this one to an end. Middlesbrough 3, West Brom 1. Interesting game, that one, because if I told you before the game Middlesbrough winning this one 3-1, you would assume that Boro had swept all before them, made tons of chances, dominated and won the game. That wasn't really the case. And strange to say, in a 3-1 win, this one very much could have been won by West Brom after they equalised in the 65th minute. And the headlines are going to be written by Will LANKSHEAR, who has once again scored twice. the whole narrative about Lancashire is that Middlesbrough are a very good side lacking a clinical striker last season. Looks like they've got one this season. He's already got 6 goals. Will Lancashire, he is in fine old form for Middlesbrough, isn't he? However, this game was 0-0 at half time, and I thought West Brom edged the first half. There were actually no shots on goal in the first half, but there were a few big chances. 2 of them fell to Riley McGree, although one of them was from West Brom playing out from the back poorly, and he hits the shot first time and sticks it wide. There's a great chance for Felix Myra, who gets beautifully slipped in by Jay Malumbi. Just can't get his angles right. And West Brom were decent in the first half. I thought they were the better side, actually, just edged it. McGree had a similar chance. Sarmiento played him in. He put it around the post with the left foot. Into the second half, and right at the start of the half, Will Lancashire scores a strange goal, really, because, well, the conversation is not about whether he's offside or not. He's definitely offside. The conversation is, does the wording of the law allow a new phase to begin before Lancashire sticks the ball in the net? So I think it's Whittaker hits the shot. Lancashire's in an offside position. Don't think anyone will argue that in the comments. The ball hits the post. It bounces back and hits Max O'Leary on the back. Max O'Leary knows absolutely nothing about it, and Lancashire sticks it in the net. So you could argue that a new phase began when O'Leary makes contact with the ball without knowing anything about it whatsoever, and Lancashire sticks it in the net. Now, if the referees have been briefed by IFAB and the EFL and the lawmakers and whoever that in this situation the new phase begins and that's a goal, then so be it. It's a goal. I cannot like the law, though. I think that if a new phase begins, the opponent has to deliberately play the ball, and O'Leary very clearly deliberately doesn't play the ball. It just hits him. I mean, you can argue that if a player is not deliberately doing something in an attack and they touch the ball, then it's offside. So, yeah, you can argue it both ways. I feel in that situation, the whole point of the offside law is that Lancashire does gain a big advantage by being offside. And look, one of 3 things is true. Either the linesman doesn't see it in the first place, in which case go and get a different job or go to Specsavers. Either the law is a bit stiff, isn't it? And I can't remember the third thing I was going to say, but yeah, it feels a little bit unlucky, doesn't it? That goal, because as I say, O'Leary doesn't know anything about it. Anyway, the goal stands, but West Brom do equalise on 65. This is a lovely goal, by the way. Really nicely worked from right to left over to Isaac Price. He puts in pretty much, I'd say from that position, it's the perfect cross and the perfect header. He just digs it up and down, and it's nodded in the goal, and floated header by JJ Morgan in. And I think given the kind of confusion about the goal and whether the new phase begins or not, I don't know, kind of felt like West Brom would deserve to be level at that point. By the way, the goal did actually flip things around. Middlesbrough looked more confident after that, and O'Leary made 2 good saves. One from his own player, actually, that would have been an own goal. Britton bullets a header at the near post, and that's a decent save as well. And then Lancashire scores again 8 minutes later, and I'm trying to remember this one. He'd just come on, didn't he? The winger from Hull, Carl Joseph. And he gets in. His shot is parried straight to Will Lancashire, who finishes this one really well. And that is your fox in the box. And we were mentioning from the watch along last night when Jay Stansfield for Birmingham had an absolute sitter and he tried to rip the roof off the net and missed it, whereas Lancashire just cushions this one in and, you know, real instinctive finish, just rolls it into the back of the net for 2-1. And then a very peculiar goal to put it out of sight with West Brom chasing. There's like two terrible shots in this one. I think Joseph hits the first shot across the goal left-footed, completely miskicks it, and it goes straight to Ayling, who then completely miskicks his shot back across goal. And Alfie Jones, who's been out injured for ages and ages, sort of strokes it into the net, and they get the win. And I think a West Brom fan said in the chat, the ball did bounce for Middlesbrough in this game, didn't it? There was a bit of a sense. I know they made some chances. We'll do the stats in a minute. But you can argue on all three goals, you know, the ball bounces off the post. Whether it's offside or not, or a phase begins or not, the ball bounces off the post, hits the keeper and falls straight to Lancashire. For the next one, it's parried straight to Lancashire. You can say he's in the right place at the right time. Fair enough. On the last one, I'm not having that, though, because there's two complete missed kicks. And Jones sweeps it in. I'm sure, not that two wrongs make a right, that people will argue that West Brom got a nice decision go their way against Norwich, didn't they? And benefited from it. So, ho-hum. There you go. So what I will say, as I said at the start of this review, this wasn't Middlesbrough sweeping all aside. It was kind of one of those just get the job done. And if you're at home and the ball needs to fall for you on a couple of ricochets and you need your star striker to be in the right place at the right time, so be it. I always remember Paul Merson saying about his 2 title wins with Arsenal. He said he won the title twice and they played well about 10 times. And that it's just muscle memory, the rest of it, just win. And I guess if Middlesbrough, say, get promoted this season, they'll look back at this one, get it done, play the circumstances, win the game, move on to the next one, especially in a 3-game week when Boro are heading out to Burnley and then QPR. You want to start with a 3-pointer. And that is what they have done. So Lancashire, the guy, and maybe the run of the ball here for Boro. But, you know, you got to, I always remember when Ipswich got double promoted, you know, people saying to me, oh, Ipswich, they've been lucky. And it's kind of like, well, every team gets the opportunity to, you know, take advantage of some good luck. And you got to be there to do it. And Lancashire was when the ball ran for him for his couple of goals. So Middlesbrough move on to 6 points. Are they the thrilling side that went to the top of the league in February or whenever it was? Not yet, but give them time to click. And West Brom were quite unlucky, weren't they? They were decent in the first half. They got it back to 1-1 with a lovely goal. And you can argue the ball, when they wanted it to bounce that way for them today, West Brom. But what I will say about West Brom is they are a better side than I thought they were going to be this season. I thought it might be more similar to last season than it is at the moment. And they just look very competitive. And you're away at Middlesbrough have, you know, made waves in the transfer window. So, yeah, I wouldn't be too despondent if I were a Baggies fan. I mean, plenty will go down the emotional route and just blame the officiating. I don't really think that's the case. But I think they were in the game and they were probably a little bit unlucky a couple of times today, West Brom. That is my take. You can let me know yours, of course, in the comments on Middlesbrough 3, West Brom 1. Woof. There you go. Thank you, everybody, for joining me in the watch along today. Loads and loads of comments always come in when I do the wrap up at the end. So I won't read all of them. I won't even try. Swan's going up. Pass it on. I do hear you. Yes. I rarely have any luck against Boro. Didn't get much today, did they? My boy, Benjamin Bloom, love your content. Listen at work in the warehouse. Oh, very nice. Very nice of you to say Alejo, if I'm saying that correctly and not butchering the pronunciation. Winter wasn't available. Swansea were great today. Winter will very much be available here in the UK for about the next 9 months, I would have thought. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Middlesbrough 3, West Brom 1. In the other earlies, it was, what happened? It was 3-0 in the end to Swansea. A bit of a thrashing there, and a thrashing as well. Wolves 4, Stoke 1. Stoke have 0 points and have conceded 9 goals in their first 3 games. Oof. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. If you watched on TikTok and you're still here, please do hit the follow button, and we'll see you very soon. I will say farewell now. And I will say farewell to all you wonderful people on YouTube. Thank you to the super chatters as well. And we will see you back for the hot takes early tomorrow morning. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Middlesbrough 3, West Brom 1 on the watch along over.